going on, everybody? Ken Howard, Green Mountain Defense, coming at you today with the 1,000 round video update for the Glock 43X. Before you have to listen to me yet, get to watch me shoot. What's up, everybody? Ken Howard, Green Mountain Defense, out here today put some rounds for the Glock 43X for our 1,000 round video review. We're almost there. We're gonna keep it up. I think I hit it. Mm-hmm. I wonder. Look, watch this. Are you filming? I hit plates. That's what I do.
You should play Dropping Plates by Disturbed after you said that.
Okay. As you can see, back from the range, quote unquote, several range trips with this pistol. Case and a quarter of ammo down the pipe. That's 1250 on a round count right now, ish. My life is measured in cases of ammo, so forgive me if I'm off by one or two. Is it reliable? That's what everybody wants to know. Is this gun reliable? Glock 43X, yes, absolutely reliable. Case and a quarter ammo, 0 malfunctions. To include 100 rounds of carry ammo, both 135 HST and Hornady critical duty and critical defense. All those rounds feed through it just fine. So, the Glock 43X is their newest, latest, and greatest offering. It, the 48, came out this year for SHOT Show. And every time Glock releases a new gun, you know, we get two basic things that happen, right? We either get fanboy world over here going, oh my god, it's the greatest thing ever! And we get hater world over here going, fuck you Glock, you can't make shit, we hate you, we don't like you, etc. I used to be in this crowd, I'll never be in this crowd. I'm kind of somewhere in the center on this gun, and on most of what Glock makes. What do I carry every day? 99.9% of the time, the answer is Glock. Is it this one? No. It's a G45 with a red dot slide on it, a light, and all kinds of cool fancy shit. I'm a big dude. I can carry that every day. I get away with it. It works fine. What do I carry when I can't carry that? Well, I've been working with a SIG P365. That thing was going like this, and then the stock market started to crash on it. I think SIG's probably got the bugs worked out at this point. Mine's been back to the factory. It's been rehabbed. Hopefully it'll stay on the right course. But previous to that SIG 365, I was rolling with the Glock 43. Any day that I had to dress in something other than jeans and a button-up shirt, I was wearing a Glock 43. Perfectly reliable. Put a light on it, a TLR6. Thing worked fine for me. Glock has obviously seen SIG in their market share and their sales, and they're going, Jesus, we got to compete with this 365. We got to get a better round count in the gun. What they do? They took the slide and the basic frame design of the 43. They added 4 more rounds. So you had a 6-round mag, now you have a 10-round mag. This gun is now a 10+1, where the other was a 6+1. That is with a flush fitting. Yes, there's rounds in the mag. Oh my God, the world might explode. I'm kind of sort of loading a gun. Flush fit magazine, right? So, no extensions, no base plates, no pads, no modifications to springs. Factory, 10 rounds. The SIG is absolutely shorter in the grip area with the 10-round magazine. It gets closer to this length with the 12-round magazine in it. So, SIG's winning in the capacity department. I'm not sure they're going to win in the reliability department, though. This gun, absolutely unequivocally, has had 0 malfunctions to date in its life. Shocking, right? It's a Glock. So, what do I like about it? What don't I like about it? I am like probably the only guy on the planet that's happy they made the grip frame a little bit longer. Why? Because I like to be able to get my pinky in there, and when I'm working a freaking build drill, I'm working a build drill and I'm trying to crush the grip of the pistol. Guess what? Can't do that if your pinky's hanging down here in outer space. Can we rectify that? Sure we can. We can put base pads on guns and all that other fancy stuff, but it's not the same as having the polymer molded to fit your hand. A note for me personally, this grip fits me perfectly. Absolutely perfectly. The perfect length. Width could be a little wider for me. I'm not I love the 19 width, fine. But this is okay. They've got a beaver tail. This is not changeable. There's no swappable back straps, anything like that. This is what it is. I get up pretty high on that beaver tail and I get around the gun. The only problem for me with these little guns when you get them rocking and rolling is sometimes my grip twists a little bit and I get a little bit of slide bite on the gun. Not a big deal. I shot a bunch of rounds today. I've got a slight mark there on my hand to go along with my Glock knuckle and my trigger freaking callus and everything else I got on my hands, right? I shoot a lot. So, for me, this grip works out pretty good. They stuck with front slide serrations. That's a good thing for me. I follow the Dave Spalding handgun combatives method of inboard slide manipulation. I get up here. That's how I rack a gun. I don't do this because, you know, that doesn't work so good for me. My 3 little fingers aren't as good as this kind of grasp. And I'm left-handed, so I have to work my way around guns differently than right-handed people do. Works great in my case. Speaking of being lefty, they made this gun kind of ambi, but not as ambi as the rest of the Gen 5s. You'll notice there is no slide release on the right side of the pistol. I have, however, moved the mag release over. So, just ambi enough for me to run the gun correctly. Can I break my grip and get to the mag release on this side of the gun? Sure, don't like to do it. So I like having it right here. I wish there was a slide release there, but for me, when my slide's locked to the rear, I simply insert a mag, invert, rack, and press out. Works just fine. Moving through the gun, it came with the plastic placeholders that Glock calls sights. Yes, we hate Glock polymer sights. Why? Well, kind of because the internet tells us to, and kind of because my blind ass can't see white on white on white. It just looks like a big blur to me. It doesn't work for shit. I've got a vision condition. I need some contrast in my sights. So we roll with the Trijicon HD, orange rear in the front. This is phosphorescent, so when you hit it with light, it lights up nice and bright. These are also night sights, and black in the rear. That works very good for me. These are kind of U-notched. They work fine. So certainly an upgrade in the sight department. The other upgrade I will need to make to this gun but haven't made yet is I'm going to do something about that trigger. It's just a little stagier and a little, I don't know what the word is, I guess stiffer than triggers I've had in the past from Glocks. Incidentally, my G43 trigger gives me no problems at all. Some triggers I upgrade, some I don't. This one is definitely getting a treatment from Overwatch Precision, because for me, unless I get my pad on my trigger finger in the perfect spot, and I do mean the perfect spot, if I get too much finger or too little finger, I start flinging shots high and left. Not crazy high left, but an inch high and an inch left, which pisses me off because I know where I want my rounds to go, and it ain't high left, it's where I want them to be. Go figure, right? It's kind of like the instructor-trainer thing about me. I want to actually be able to hit what I'm aiming at. So I was running 25-yard plates on a plate rack, and if I aim dead center on the plate, I was barely missing out of 25 yards. So I just had to aim a touch right and a touch low, banging those plates every time. No, it's not the sights. The sights are perfectly on point. Yes, it's every ammo flavor. For me, it's literally just this trigger. I can almost assure you that if I took this slide off and threw it on a 43 lower, I'd be right on dead center. It's the trigger, so I'll fix it for myself. Life will be good. One thing I was disappointed to find out was that my TLR6 that I run on my G43, the light and laser combination, will not work on this thing. This frame is just a little wider, so no bueno there. Magazines are obviously not interchangeable, total different grip frame. So these 10-round mags do not run a G43, and G43 mags don't run this. Meh, it is what it is. The gun comes in this NPVD finish. It's silver. It shows more dirt, it shows more wear, it shows nastier. There's all this like scoring and scouring up here by the boom boom end. Go figure. Meh, do I care? Not really. Is that going to make me buy or not buy a gun? What color the slide is? No, absolutely not. I'm just simply not that guy. Unless it was fucking pink or turquoise or something stupid. But, they've changed the finish a couple times since the Tennifer days. I don't see any scratches or deep wear marks or anything on this gun. It just gets dirty. Then you take your paw and you wipe it off like that, and all of a sudden all the grease is on your paw and not on the gun. Go figure. Moving on, internally, the lower is basically a G43, same ejector, same locking block, same, all the way through the gun. Yes, aftermarket triggers from the 43 to the 43X will work. I specifically have messaged Overwatch Precision, and they assure me that their stuff works in this gun that is made for the G43, so we're good there. Moving throughout the gun, dual captured recoil spring, pretty much Glock standard, probably interchangeable with a 43. Same barrel characteristics. I don't know if they've done their marksman barrel treatment to this thing or not. I don't know if that's just a marketing gimmick or if it really matters. Octagonal rifling versus traditional lands and grooves versus whatever. I buy that to a point, and then I don't. What I do know is this gun prints nice small little groups when I do my part, so there is that. The internals of the slide, like I said, silver shows dirt, pretty nasty. This thing's pretty, honestly, fugly up in here. So there's that. One more thing of note is that these sights, actually it just reminded me when I flipped this over and looked at the sight screw, these sights are the exact same as what's offered for the G43 and G42. So if your favorite sight manufacturer has sights out for the 42 or the 43, but they don't say 43X or 48, they're going to work just fine. Speaking of that, I invoked the name of this gun's big brother, the G48. We might as well talk about it. No, I don't have one as of yet, because I buy these guns that I review for you people, and money is not unlimited. If I was going to buy one of these guns right now and have no other guns, if I was Mr. Guy who said I've got no carry guns and I want the 48 or the 43X to be my carry gun, I'd probably go with the 48. Longer sight radius makes for better shooting. Life is good. Also a little more weight up front helps hold the muzzle down to a degree. Comparison wise, you know, everybody wants to talk about this versus the SIG 365. To me, SIG's winning in the capacity. This thing's going to be winning in reliability. I have a feeling. I can't say that for sure yet. What I can say is I put out 2 videos in favor of the SIG, everything's good. Then the thing shot the bed on me and it had to go back to New Hampshire. It's come back, and it's got rounds on it since the New Hampshire trip, but, you know, I had over 3,000 on it before the New Hampshire trip, so it's going to take some time to get back to that level of confidence with that gun. But again, that thing's winning in the capacity department for sure. You've either got the same capacity with a smaller gun, or almost the exact same size grip, even still a little smaller, is the SIG, with 13 instead of 10 rounds. So they're definitely winning that argument. That's a shootable little gun too. That gun's actually got a better trigger, but we'll reserve all the rest of the comparisons for an actual dual head-to-head video versus the 2 of those things. If you had to press me right now and say which of those 2 would you buy, I'd probably buy this, because it's a Glock. I can work on it. I'm comfortable with it. That may just be my bias, but I believe it's going to run. As far as this versus other Glock platforms, I mean, if you're a dude that's running a Terran Tactical base plate on your G43, and you've got the rounds you want, you've got the same size basic package, I don't know, man. You might want to stick with that G43. It might be just fine for you. I'm big on slide serrations, but you can either A, buy a slide for a G43 that already has slide serrations on it, or B, get them cut, so that's not the end of the world. That brings up another good point. Because these slides are interchangeable, and they are, this will go on the G43, the G43 slide will go on this. That means that all those awesome aftermarket offerings from companies like Brownells will run on this gun. So if somebody's got an aftermarket slide with, say, a Shield RMS mounting system, good to go. Somebody's got an aftermarket slide with cutouts or windows or widgets or gadgets, good to go. Because the slides are the same, obviously barrels, a recoil spring, all the customizations that you can do to the slide of a G43, you can do to a G43X. So you guys that like to Gucci up your Glocks, guilty's charged over here too, you can go out and you can do that, and that'll all work out just fine. Look, overall it's another product offering that's come out from Glock. Guys want to hammer on them that they haven't innovated. Ford's been making the same basic pickup truck for the last 30 years too. Nobody seems to bitch about that. To me, I want Glock to be Glock. I want other companies to be other companies. I don't want these guys to get so far afield that they fuck up what they're good at. Obviously, they haven't done that with these guns. The one thing I love about these things is that this is a blanket, easygoing recommendation that I can make to a new shooter. If a new shooter says to me, what should I pick up? I can now say with confidence, hey, pick up a Glock 43X. If it fits your hand, if you can reach the trigger correctly, if you can run the controls correctly, it'll be reliable and it'll be good to go for you. Is that the only thing that works? No. PPS will work just fine. I'd love to say a Springfield XDS will work just fine, but meh. Shield, good to go. 43, good to go. SIG 365 is probably now good to go, although they beta tested on us for a year. But if you get a new one, you're probably good to go there. There's a million polymer single stack. Car's been making something very similar to this for a very long time. There's options out there, but all I'm saying is that I'm very well certain that when I go in and I pay retail money for a Glock and I take it home with me, that I can go ahead and charge that bad boy up. I can hand it to my wife, or I can put it in my own holster, and I know for damn sure that it's going to run. And if it breaks, I got all the springs and parts and kits and pieces to put it right back together and make it run again. Believe me, I break plenty of them. So if you got questions about this gun, hit me up. If you want to see us compare this to certain other guns, the 26 comes to mind, the SIG 365 comes to mind, the 43 comes to mind. We can do individual videos on that kind of stuff. I can't think of any, but if you've got something that you're just dying to know about this that I didn't inform you of already, go ahead and ask in the comments, please. Please remember to like, favorite, subscribe, and share. Smash that like button, share that, tap the little bell so you get notified, all that good stuff. Find us on Facebook at Green Mountain Defense. Find us on Instagram at Green Mountain Defense. YouTube at Green Mountain Defense. www.greenmountaindefense.com. Thank you guys very much for your support, for watching. This has been Kent Howard with Green Mountain Defense. Stay safe, everybody. Later.